Thank you for checking out this special presentation of Lone Star Internet Radio's podcast. Lone Star Internet Radio is Montgomery County's community radio station. This podcast is a recording of the 2016 Montgomery County Primary Candidate Forum, broadcasted live from the Crichton Theater in downtown Conroe. The following podcasts are candidates that didn't have an opponent present during the forum, or they are running unopposed. Before we get to the candidate presentation, please take a moment and hear a word from a title sponsor of Lone Star Internet Radio, the Spirit of Texas Bank.
Spirit of Texas Bank. More than a name, it's a way of doing business rooted in all that makes Texas great. Take lending. At most banks, you feel processed, shuffled around, and asked to jump through ever higher hoops. It's not fun. We understand. That's why Spirit of Texas Bank is different. We start by listening to what you need, then finding the best and fastest way to get you help. Person to person. Helps, too, that decisions are made locally. Loans tailored to your needs and your finances. You'll quickly realize your opinion counts. Your word matters, and the bank is here to serve you, not the other way around. We've been told over and over again how great the Spirit of Texas banking experience is. We trust you'll feel the same way. Spirit of Texas Bank, all across Texas and now in Conroe, Magnolia, the Woodlands, and Tomball. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Good evening. My name is Mark Keough, and I am the representative for House District 15. And I am pleased to tell you and thank you that I have no opponent, that we have gone into this race uncontested. Very exciting, as has Will Metcalf, also Brandon, also Cecil, and also Senator Nichols. So we have a solid group of legislators and senators that are going to be going back to Austin. It's been very exciting. It's the greatest honor of my life to be able to serve you. I know that I have a number of constituents here, but remember, you are all my constituents because we vote on every bill that affects everybody in the state of Texas. Will and I and Brandon and Senator Nichols and Cecil, we work together, we talk regularly. We were on the floor of the House calling our education director, we're calling the township, calling the judge here in Conroe, asking them about various things, what we should do, tell us where the direction we need to go. It was very exciting to see what happened, got some great legislation done, and we are very, very excited that you have entrusted us to go back and do it again. Thank you all very much. God bless you all. God bless the great state of Texas.
My name is J.D. Lambright. I'm your elected county attorney. I do have an opponent, but apparently my opponent's not here tonight. Most people don't know what we do. We are the chief legal advisors for your entire county government. So we advise commissioners, court, all of our elected officials, all of our wonderful teams of law enforcement throughout the county. We're really like 5 law firms under one roof. That's kind of what we do. I'm finishing up the 3rd year of my first term, and when I came into office, I am so tired of politicians everywhere. They say, well, I'm going to do this, this, and this, and they take office and they seem to do something different, or they don't seem to do anything. That's not me. I had 38 years of private business experience before I won this election, and from day one, we said in the campaign, we're going to get the best and brightest staff we can. I was told you can't do that. They won't come to work for the county. They did. And we've got a fabulous staff. Some are here in the room tonight. We have really turned things around. And that's not just me saying that. That's all of our clients. There's about 2,300 county employees that we represent. In fact, in my first year, we were named Department of the Year for Montgomery County out of all of those departments throughout the county. As we moved into the 2nd year, and then just most recently, I was so honored and so proud. I was named Boss of the Year for 2014 and 2015. That's a testament to the kind of things we're doing in the office. What I do is get the best, the brightest, set the tone, set the expectations very high, and my staff know that. We expect a lot, but we have delivered. I said we're going to do the best performance on time and meet our client demands, and our clients tell me weekly we have done that. So I look forward to serving. I would appreciate your support in your vote in this coming year. I've enjoyed what I'm doing. I love what I'm doing. We want to keep that up. So thank each and every one of you for coming tonight. We appreciate that.
Good evening. I'm Tammy McRae. I am your tax assessor collector, and I'm honored to be here tonight as the Republican candidate for tax assessor collector, and for having served you for the past year in this capacity. I, like J.D., have an opponent who is not here. I have an opponent, an independent, that filed. So I would certainly appreciate your support. In my first year as tax assessor collector, I have implemented several changes by introducing technology with a focus on financial accountability, customer service, and office efficiency without increasing my budget. In addition to serving as tax assessor collector for 74 jurisdictions, I serve as an agent to the state to process motor vehicle transactions, as well as some other functions within passed down by the state. We, this past year, generated over $1.5 billion with a B dollars through our office in my first year. All of this is accomplished with a staff of 63, a main office located here in Conroe, and 4 branch offices located throughout the county. My vision for this office is, of course, to be prepared for the future. Last year, we processed over 480,000 vehicle renewals. With the rapid growth of our county, you need a leader with experience in this office. I was elected to 4 terms as Sabine County Tax Assessor Collector before moving to Montgomery County. I have over 30 years' experience in the property tax profession. I currently hold 2 designations, professional designations, with the Tax Assessor Collectors Association in the state of Texas. I've met and exceeded all educational requirements for this position, and I will receive the highest designation that a tax assessor can earn in June. I have the experience, I am a proven leader, and I would certainly appreciate your vote and support in the November election. Of course, I would like you to vote for me in March as well. Thank you for your time, and I wish all of you a very Merry Christmas.
Good evening. My name is Justice Michael Massengale, and I am your constitutional conservative candidate for the Texas Supreme Court, place number 3. I am a lifelong conservative Republican. I grew up in an Air Force family, and I'm an Eagle Scout. My wife, Lindsay, and I are proud Christians. We're active in the Houston Catholic community. I was a Republican Party precinct chair in Harris County, and I was the Houston president of the Federalist Society, which is the preeminent organization in the nation for conservative lawyers. That's how I met my friend Ted Cruz. When Ted came back to Texas to run the Solicitor General's office, he offered me a job to come work with him, and it was very tempting, but I was close to making partner in my law firm, and after a lot of prayer, I decided to defer the call to public service. And the experience I gained by staying at my firm, the large firm Baker Botts in Houston, was important to the qualifications that I have standing before you as a candidate for the Texas Supreme Court. I am the only candidate in my race who's actually handled the kinds of high-end business disputes that our business community depends on the Supreme Court to decide fairly and predictably. I'm also the only candidate in this race who's board certified in civil appellate law, which is exactly what the Texas Supreme Court does. Now, 6 years ago, Governor Perry appointed me to a vacancy on the First Court of Appeals based in Houston. I have a record of faithfully interpreting statutes the way they're written and never legislating from the bench by imposing my own policy views. That fact distinguishes me from my opponent, who is a judicial activist and who is the most frequent dissenter against the conservatives on our Texas Supreme Court. That is also why I have a long list of endorsers from the business community and the grassroots conservatives in Texas. I'm endorsed by Texans for Lawsuit Reform PAC, Texans for Fiscal Responsibility, and the Texas Medical Association PAC, all because of my opponent's record of hostility to tort reform. I'm also supported by grassroots leaders who are leading the charge to promote Christian values in Texas. In the case involving same-sex marriage in the Texas Supreme Court, one of the most important issues facing our courts in decades, my opponent was the only judge on the court who refused to participate in the case, and she refuses to explain why to the voters. That's why I'm endorsed by Texas Right to Life, over a dozen state legislators, Tea Party leaders from all over Texas. I want to thank you all for being here. I ask for your prayers, both for me as a candidate, but more importantly for our courts. My name is Justice Michael Massengale. I'm the constitutional conservative candidate for Texas Supreme Court Place 3. I'm on Facebook, Justice Michael Massengale. I'm on Twitter at mmassengale, and my website is www.michaelmassengale.com. Thank you again. God bless you. Have a Merry Christmas.
Good evening. How you doing? Can y'all hear me okay? Thumbs up, thumbs down. We're good? Okay. My name's J. Mac Sanders. I'm running for Montgomery County Commissioner Precinct 3. You can call me J. Mac. First question I would have, we're all here. We're all candidates. We're putting ourselves out there. Question I've got is, where's my opponent? Where is James Nowak? If he's here, would he please stand up? I didn't think he was here, but just checking. He's an incumbent. That's what incumbents do. They need to show up. They need to be a leader. There's a reason that I'm running. Relationships are broken, and this is not somebody that I believe can pick up my children in Carline. That's a real statement. That is a very serious statement. It's a serious accusation. Do your homework. There are many things out there that need to be found out. The public and the press have done some of them already. This is a real race. I live in Panther Creek Village, in Panther Creek, down in the Woodlands. I've been on the Village Association for 6 years. I'm a small business owner. I'm a real estate broker by trade. I've been nominated for Lone Star Business, Small Business of the Year in 2013 and in 2014. The proof is in the pudding. You got to be here. It counts. I'm asking for your vote. Family man, 3 kids, just turned 5, just turned 3, just turned 1. Pray for my wife. Merry Christmas to you all, and God bless America. Thank you.
Senator Creighton, would you like to come up and say a few words?
Is everybody excited about this Montgomery County primary election season? Right? We should be excited, you know, because we're going to be the pulse of Texas, and Texas is the pulse of the nation. And we've seen these individuals on stage that are going to lead this country or attempt to lead this country with your vote. Texas is going to vote earlier this year. So after Iowa and after New Hampshire and after South Carolina, we're going to go cast our vote and choose the leader to turn back failed Obama policies over the last 8 years, and Texas is going to have a say in that. We're going to put this country on the right path. But right here at home, it was important to me to throw my hat in the ring again for the Texas Senate after serving 8 years with your blessing in the Texas House, to make sure that the Senate and the legislature in Austin continues to do what we've done over the past few years to lead this nation in low taxes, in limited government, in making sure our regulatory reform makes sense so businesses will come here and jobs will be created and people will have the same opportunity they did prior to the Alamo. And in 2015-16, we're still talking about Texas being the hope of the nation. That's not cliche. That's not an accident. It's not a miracle. It's because of you and generations before you that taught you what you think today. And so we're going to continue to do that, and we're going to prop up and lift up the rest of this country now and through this process, and we're going to make this claim on our right to dictate as Americans what we expect for this country and what was lost over the past 8 years, and we're going to demand that happen, and we're going to accept no less, correct? So in the Texas Senate, we put forward an incredible border security plan that all the other border states and the rest of the country are talking about. We've heard a lot of rhetoric about the border, but we put $800 million forward with Apache helicopters, game warden boats on the river that are going to be manned with heavy artillery, and a new DPS operations center at Weslaco, and a plan, because these cartels, they mean business. The human trafficking, the drugs, the illegal guns, and their ability to get their commerce to the Houston region is first and foremost. That's why we have 11,000 unaccompanied minors just this month being sent across our border. It's subterfuge for the cartels to generate cash flow and to also keep our law enforcement busy. Texas means business, and with our Attorney General and our new governor, if we have to stay in the courts against the federal government to make sure they do what they are constitutionally bound to do, we're going to do so. And we're also going to put boots on the ground. But Texans expect no less, and I want to be right there on the front lines for you, and I just appreciate the privilege of serving in the Texas Senate on your behalf. And God bless you. Thank you very much.
Thank you for listening to the special broadcast of the 2016 Montgomery County Primary Candidate Forum. This was an open invitation event to all candidates and was broadcasted live from the Crichton Theater. If you have any questions or comments for Lone Star Internet Radio, or you would like to sponsor Lone Star Internet Radio, please contact the station online at irlonestar.com or our Facebook page, Lone Star Internet Radio, Montgomery County's community radio station, broadcasting from the heart of Conroe, Texas. We would also like to thank the title sponsor of Lone Star Internet Radio, the Spirit of Texas Bank, Lone Star Internet Radio, and the Spirit of Texas Bank, serving the community of Montgomery County.